Today, we're going to talk about fortitude and why developing fortitude can give you an advantage in the workplace and in life. Fortitude is something that we don't hear often. It's not a word that we use a lot. Sometimes when we're talking about someone and their ability to get things done, we'll say that they are determined, they have perseverance, they are resilient, they have endurance, but very rarely do we describe them as having fortitude. The interesting thing is that all those durable skills that we just mentioned, being determined, being persistent, being resilient, all of those are effects of, aspects of, or products of fortitude. In other words, you can't really have those things unless you have fortitude. So what is fortitude? We might say that fortitude is having an inner strength. And by that we mean we have an inner emotional and mental strength. Another way to say it is that people who have fortitude are mentally and emotionally tough. Now, as you can imagine, having fortitude or being mentally and emotionally tough, it allows you to do a lot of things where other people will quit. So why is it so important in the workplace? Well, there's three things that we can apply it to. Number one is that fortitude allows you to adapt to and be flexible whenever there are changes. Now again, both in life and in the workplace, changes can be very destabilizing. So for example, a divorce, or perhaps if you're moving, you relocate someplace else, you lose a job. Those are all things, changes, that can be very destabilizing. And by having fortitude, that mental and emotional strength, you don't break down, you simply keep on pushing forward and adapt to whatever changes are thrown your way. And in the workplace, that can be a change in the position or the job that you had, or using a different tool or application. Again, changes can be unsettling, can be destabilizing, but that inner strength allows you to adapt. So that's one area where we appreciate having fortitude in the workplace. Another place is when it comes to problem solving and innovation. When it comes to problem solving, we all know that it's very rare that you find a solution on the first, second, third, fourth try. Sometimes it takes 10, 15, 20 times, and that's the same with innovation. With innovation, you're trying to do something that no one has thought of before, or maybe it's a new concept. And oftentimes you're going to have to fail and fail and fail and fail and continue to fail for as long as it takes before you find a way to make something work, or you invent something new, or you innovate. Now, for a lot of people, they are not emotionally or mentally strong enough to be able to have a failure after perceived failure. Someone with fortitude simply says, I'm learning, I'm figuring things out, I will get there. Failures are just steps to finding the solution or to innovating. So fortitude is super important when it comes to problem solving and innovating. Now, another way that fortitude can help you in the workplace and in life is it helps you to be resilient under stress. Remember, we said those different durable skills, resilience being one of them, is a product of fortitude. When you have fortitude, that mental and emotional toughness, you're able to get back up again. You get pushed down, you get back up again. Something goes wrong, you get back up again. It's because fortitude doesn't have to do with what you're doing. It has to do a lot with who you are as a person. Some people, when they come under a great deal of stress, either emotional or mental, they simply break down. They simply freeze. They simply become paralyzed. And in the workplace, that can be very detrimental. That can be difficult. When you have people, when the pressure is on, say there's a deadline to meet, or perhaps something is going wrong and you need to try and find a fix for your clients or your customers. We want people who are mentally tough enough, emotionally tough enough to go ahead and get that hit and keep on going, get back up and be resilient. So resilience under stress is a result of having fortitude. Something else that sets fortitude apart as a durable skill is something we call moral fortitude. Moral fortitude is the ability to do what's right, to do what's ethical, to have integrity in the face of problems or obstacles or people who disagree with you. Moral fortitude is that inner strength to remain committed to doing what you know is right. And the reason why this is so valuable in the workplace, well, we value people who we know will always make the right decisions for the company, for its reputation, and for its clients and customers. And team members who have that fortitude, that moral fortitude, they are honest, they are respectful, they have integrity. And so they're the type of people that we want to build teams around. Others know they're not going to talk behind their back, try and step on them on their way up to climbing the ladder. They're not going to badmouth them because they have that moral fortitude. And that's so valuable. Those are the type of people we want to build our team and our companies around. So to be clear, fortitude also includes being able to stick to what you know is right. Stick to what you believe in. So to kind of sum things up, fortitude has to do with your inner strength, your mental and emotional toughness. So are you the type of person who can withstand different types of trials, obstacles, problems, situations that are very emotionally and mentally distressing? Can you handle those things? Can you push through? In times of disaster, people with fortitude are those ones who don't become paralyzed. They're the ones out there leading the rescue. They are the ones who are trying to comfort and calm others. They're not emotionally shocked. They don't emotionally shut down. So, are you that type of person? What happens when you come under pressure? Or there's a trial, or a difficulty, or a setback? Are you the type of person who can handle that mentally, emotionally? Or do you shut down? Do you break down? Those are important questions to ask because, again, fortitude is something that is highly valuable and will give you an edge in the workplace and in life. For your metacognitive tasks or goals for this lesson here, there's a couple of things that we'd like you to do. Number one, try to notice how often you change your opinion based on what others say. Now, this can be an opinion that you have about a movie or a restaurant. What happens if you say it's good and you like it and then other people disagree with you? In fact, a number of people disagree with you, make fun of you, put you down. Do you easily change your opinion? Now, you might think, well, that's no big deal. But if you notice that you change your opinions very easily, that could be a symptom or a sign that perhaps when it comes to larger or bigger issues, you might cave in under the pressure. It might mean that you need to build your fortitude in order to have that mental and emotional strength to stick with what you believe. So it's just something to think about. The second thing we'd like you to do as part of the metacognitive exercise is think about the worst time of your life, the worst situation. Think about it. Think about what you did to get through. And most importantly, realize that you got through that, so you have a measure of fortitude. Fortitude is something we all have. We just need to strengthen it. And if you do that, continue to work on that, have that inner strength, that mental and emotional toughness, those are the type of people that we look for in the workplace and that are super successful in life. Hope this was helpful. We'll see you next time.